Test, 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 test. What's up? How's it going, everyone? It's DC here, and tonight we have a super fun live stream to get through. We've got a bunch of topics to cover that I sent in the chat just before. We have some new merch. I'm wearing it. We're going to go through some channel news and upcoming videos. We're going to go through the best hacker keyboard competition. And we're going to go through some free cybersecurity certifications that I think are actually worthwhile getting and why they're worthwhile getting. And then we're going to do a little Q&A session at the end. So let's kick it off. Welcome, everybody. It's good to see you here. There is some chat things that you can do. You can do like exclamation mark and then type Discord, and it should bring up the Discord server. And there's a bunch of other ones, but I can't remember what they are. So have a play around with that in the chat if you want. I might do some polls at the end, maybe not. But yeah, let's have a talk about some of the new merch that I've got going. So basically, there is a bunch of cool stuff that, well, I think is pretty cool. There's this all over print shirt. It's pretty extreme, to be honest. It's covered in the logo. So if this is your thing, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, if this is your type of thing, that's it. I'll switch the camera over quickly to the screen, and I'll show you some of the other merch, which I think is pretty cool. We have the all over sweatshirt, which is the one that I'm wearing. I found DC using OSINT, and all I got was this lousy pouch. There's the hoodie, which I've worn a few times already. It's just getting super hot where I am. The DC CyberSec splash sticker, which is that little guy just there. Kind of cool. That HyperSec sticker is also available. There's the Get Lube sticker, which is awesome. And then there's all the old merch that still exists. There's the pillow, which is this one. Yeah, all sorts of cool merch on there. There's also this hat. I look terrible in bucket hats, so I haven't got one myself yet. But I do have a Try Harder sticker on the way, and the round logo sticker as well, which I don't have with me. It's somewhere outside. But yeah, that's basically the new merch. I also have a new screen here. It was previously the casting couch screen. I'll quickly swap over to that because it's kind of cool. All right, this is my new screen. We're getting a bit more serious with the Raspberry Pi. It's here and it's ready to go. It's got this little touch screen on it, and yeah, I mean it's kind of cool. It's there. That's going to feature a lot more in some future videos, which I think is going to be pretty fun to play around with. But yeah, it's just part of all the new stuff that's sort of coming out on this channel, and all part of the new merch. There will be a competition to win this little Raspberry Pi with the firewall on the bottom way down the line when I get to 100,000 subscribers. So there will be a CTF to solve for the 100,000. It's ages away, I know, but I mean, it's going to be pretty cool. There's like $1,000 worth of Raspberry Pi kit here. When everything comes together with it, there's GPS modules, there's little hats on the top. There's a touch screen. There's another Raspberry Pi on the bottom. There's the stand it all came with, and yeah, it's a pretty serious bit of kit, to be completely honest. There's quite a lot there. So yeah, I'll do it at 100,000 subscribers because it took me a lot of time and quite a bit of money to get that thing together. So once I create the CTF around it, we'll do that at 100,000 subs, and yeah, it should be super fun and exciting. So that's all the merch stuff that I wanted to talk about, and some of the channel news. In other news, you may have noticed I've been doing a lot more with keyboards and a lot more with OSINT. The reason for that is because it's fun. That's literally the only reason that I've been doing those. I struggled a little while back trying to get back into doing more videos, and basically this is what I've come up with. I like doing keyboard content, and I like doing content about OSINT because it's fun, and doing the keyboard stuff is more hobby. And I mean, this keyboard is extra thock. It's super thocky. So it's yeah, it's just super fun stuff to play around with. The OSINT vlog things are just also fun because it takes in, originally a long time ago, I actually had a vlogging channel on YouTube, which I've shut down since. And it was pretty fun. I mean, it was just super fun to do. And now that I can sort of tie that in with something cybersecurity related, like OSINT investigation, it just, it allows me to have a little bit more collaboration and something a little bit different and, fun to play around with. So that's the news of the channel that's coming out, the new stuff to do with the channel. For upcoming videos, there will be the continuation of the lab series. You might have noticed that there was a new lab video released today, or possibly yesterday, depending on where you're watching from. And yeah, that was about the pfSense firewall setup in VirtualBox, which is kind of cool. There will be more labs to do with things on Office 365 or Microsoft 365, like compliance and automation stuff. But that's a little bit further down the line. There will be also some more stuff with that Raspberry Pi down there, which is also just super fun to play around with. So yeah, it's all just, it's all kind of coming together now with the channel, and there's a lot more to come, which is great. And yeah, I'm just pretty excited about it. The best hacker keyboard competition that's going on, you might have seen me post about that on Twitter and on YouTube and in my Discord server. Basically what I'm doing is I'm giving away one of those Get Lubed, well actually I'm giving away 10 of those Get Lubed stickers for the top 10, cheers for the follow, top 10, what was it, keyboard videos that get submitted. So at the moment, I think there's been 5 or 6 people submit their entries into the competition. If you want to be a part of that competition, all you need to do is head on over to my Discord server, which is discord.gg/DC CyberSec. Head on in there, go to the desktop builds channel and post a video of your keyboard and list out what the specs are. That's it. I then pick 10 of my favorites, and yeah, you guys basically get a video made about you and the top 10 hacker keyboards, and you'll win a free sticker just for the effort, which is, I think it's kind of fun, and it's a little bit collaborative and community engaging. So I think that'll be a really fun one to play around with. I saw someone in the chat here, Rahul, wants to know about the internship. The internship, I'll bring it up actually. It's not an internship as such. I need to be careful with the wording because I've been caught out before on how I've worded things. So I want to make it very clear that it is not an internship. The Safer Internet project is a cybersecurity work experience and training platform. So if you head on over to saferinternetproject.com, you'll be able to see exactly all this information here. So exactly what you get from month 1 all the way through to month 6 plus. I'll quickly read through it because I think it's actually pretty cool. The month 1 and 2, you progress through tasks and obtain badges by completing custom-built CTFs, so CTFs that myself and Gareth have built, and other technical challenges, as well as some additional resources to learn from. So they're essentially like documentation on different systems that you can learn to become a pen tester. These challenges are aimed to teach you how to identify different types of vulnerabilities. That's the very basic version of what that is. So that's month 1 and 2. In month 3, you get to shadow industry professionals during live sessions while they perform penetration tests with access to ask any questions that you want that come to mind to help you better understand exactly what is being done and why it's done that way. The reason that we set it up like this is because as much as I would love to live stream pen testing, like live pen testing on business environments, I would absolutely get sued. So to be able to do that, I have to basically create a platform where people sign an NDA, and I can actually have insurance then. And insurance is actually a massive piece of this project. So it's it's pretty important. I'll chuck this in the chat as well. I'll just throw a link in there quickly for you, so you can browse to it if you want. So yeah, shadowing professionals while they're doing pen tests. That is actually just me and Gaz or Gareth. Month 4 to 5, learn to match vulnerabilities to relevant CVEs, discover proof of concepts for the vulnerabilities and CVEs found, and learn how to write a professional vulnerability report that meets industry standards. Now, writing a professional vulnerability report is a massive piece of the puzzle to be able to actually get across the point of what is vulnerable and why it is vulnerable. It's a pretty cool report, I think. I mean, it's probably the best report I've seen recently. Anyway, I'm not saying it's the best report that's ever existed, but I like to think that it's a pretty good report myself. So if you want to learn how to do that, that's in month 4 and 5, and it is a 6-month subscription. So keep that in mind. Month 6 plus. So at this point, you would have already completed all of the verification tasks so that we can, show our insurance, first of all, the business clients themselves, and have peace of mind that you know exactly what you're doing to assist with performing penetration tests. So this is where the actual hands-on experience is, where it's not just you watching, it's you actually completing with myself and Gareth penetration tests against a business system. So it's a lead up to that process, and that's right at the very, very end. You have to complete a lot of tasks to get through to this, and it's pretty cool, I think. After you've been in the program for more than 6 months, we promote you the skills and experience you have obtained to cybersecurity recruiters and hiring managers in your geographical location in the hope of helping you land a job in cybersecurity. So basically what that means is I'm in contact with a bunch of recruiters in not just Australia, but all over the world. There's one I've been talking to who recruits in India, Europe, and in the US. She's actually based in the US. And I'm in talks with her at the moment to see if we can have some sort of collaboration where I show your profiles and the experience that you have learnt in this program to then be, pushed onto, or sort of like your profile given and with high respect to these people who can actually help you land a job. Some of them are remote jobs. I think a lot of the US ones are remote jobs. I'm not too sure about the ones in India or Europe. A lot of the ones in Australia, it's like a 50-50 mix. It depends on which city the recruiter or the hiring managers that I'm talking to are in Australia. So Australia is a bit of a tricky one, but the US is mostly, I'd say, 80% remote. That is basically what the Safer Internet project is. This is a section for companies to read to request a pen test. There's lots of information here on what this is. And this has recently, just today and yesterday, been updated because it wasn't transparent or clear enough before, I'll admit. So that has been updated, and there's a lot of information in there now. Head on over there if you want to have a look at that, and let me know what you think. I'm open to all feedback, good or bad. Check it out. It's a pretty cool setup. Now, the next topic I wanted to talk about was free cybersecurity certifications. I will get to a Q&A at the very end of this, so just let me get through these free cybersecurity certifications that I think are worthwhile getting, and then I'll answer the questions that you guys have. So the first one that I wanted to discuss is the Splunk Fundamentals 1. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this certification or come across it before, or thought about maybe looking at it. Yeah, it's a pretty cool certification because it's actually used a lot in different, I know in Australia, in a lot of government agencies, as well as the larger managed service providers around. Splunk is a massive product. There's jobs entirely for Splunk engineers. There's a free certification to get you started. I can't recommend it enough. I tell every single one of my coaching students coaching people that I talk to go and do the certification. So there's some free advice for you. Get that certification, put it on your resume because it looks awesome. Definitely put it on your LinkedIn because I mean it's full of keywords that will absolutely get searched for. So yeah, go and check it out. It's a pretty cool certification. It gives you an introduction to Splunk's interface, basic searching, using fields and searches, search fundamentals, transforming commands, creating reports and dashboards, creating and using lookups, scheduled reports, and alerts. I'll just chuck this in the chat as well because it's definitely worth having a look at. Now, the next one is the Exabeam certification. Now, Exabeam is a competitor to Splunk. Basically, what it is it's a very similar product to Splunk, and the reason I'm putting this one in the list is because it's becoming a major player in the scene, and I have a huge amount of respect for the Exabeam guys because they have really put a lot of detail into their free core training certifications. It's very much the same as Splunk in the way that it teaches you basic user interface and essentially how to use the product in its most basic form. They do have full-on like training courses to do as well, but those do cost money. But the introduction course is pretty cool to have a look at, and definitely, I think, worth getting into. So yeah, Exabeam. I've just thrown a link in the chat for that one if you want to take a look at that. I think it's a pretty cool one. Next one, and the last one on this list is the Cisco Meraki Solutions Part 1 certification. Now, I'll just copy paste this one into the chat as well because I know you guys will ask for it in 2 seconds time. So this one is basically to teach you how to use Meraki products. Now, I know Meraki is not a extremely difficult product to use, but it does have a lot in there these days. It has full camera control. They do a lot of different stuff with like their LoRaWAN setup, as well as all of their normal access points, switches, firewalls, the whole thing. So yeah, I mean, if you want a Cisco certification for free on your resume, this is the one to go for. It used to be called the CMSA, I think, Cisco Meraki Systems Analyst. Yeah, it's definitely worth taking a look at because, I mean, Meraki is a huge product in local governments. A lot of local governments have rolled it out as the Wi-Fi solution for like connected cities and all of that sort of stuff. So they do have it out and about, and it's a freaking cool product as well. Like there's API connections into and out of it. There's VPNs through it. It's basically a full-fledged Cisco product, but it's much easier to use. The dashboard is super easy, and it's just a sweet product. So I would absolutely have a look at the Cisco Meraki Solutions 1. They do also have a Cisco Meraki Solutions 2, but I don't think that one is free. To do this one, you have to actually enroll in a classroom. So they do them every 1 or 3 months. I can't remember exactly. And they have like an instructor talk you through the product and using it. And basically, you just get to watch a whole bunch of stuff. They'll give you a dashboard to log into with a username and password where you can, and it's just a lab setup, so you can't really do any real damage. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little certification to get and to learn about the Meraki system. So have a look. That one I've already put that in the chat, right? Yeah, cool. So yeah, that is all the free courses that I've posted in here today, and maybe on the next live stream I'll find a bunch more that I think are worthwhile doing. So yeah, check it out. All right, Q&A time. Let's get over to Q&A. I saw some questions coming up here before. So Rahul said, "Is there any last date?" I don't know what that question means. I think it's in regards to the Safer Internet project. No, there is no last date. It's like you can enroll in that at any time and begin working on those tasks. Keep in mind, I'm updating those tasks, and Gareth is as well on the fly. So there are new tasks going in. And it's essentially, the way we're sort of designing it is a pen tester from zero to hero. So learning all of those different modules from the beginning all the way to the end, when you can actually, when we can trust you to do a pen test. So that's basically what that is. But the aim of the game here, and the main point of the Safer Internet project, is to get you skilled first, and then to get you into a job. That's the entire design behind it, and that's sort of what we're all about. I mean, we're all in here to get a job, and we find that it's a struggle for a lot of people to get into cybersecurity or to get into pen testing at the moment without any previous experience. So that's sort of the problem we're trying to cross by giving you experience in working through these projects and then talking directly with the hiring managers who will hire you for jobs. That's the difference with this compared to something like Try Hack Me or doing bug bounties or any other, like a CTF platform. I have set the tasks as sort of as gamified as I can, but I mean they're quite serious because pen testing is a serious business. It's not a game, but we can make it fun, and that's sort of what we're aiming for here. Casper says, "When does it start? Seems a little bit like paying for doing work, but still interested." Yeah, I have heard about that before, and that's why I updated the website considerably, because I didn't want it to come across like that. Basically, you're not paying to do pen tests. You're paying to learn how to do a pen test, and to then have access to see real life pen tests happening, and exactly what myself or Gareth would do in those situations. And you're also essentially paying for the service of being pushed onto a recruiter. So that's more what you're paying for. It's just the messaging I had before was a little bit off, where it did sound like you're basically paying to do pen tests. But that's not quite the case. It's more you're paying to learn how to do a pen test and then watching other people do those pen tests, so you can learn both visually and through like tactile learning methods. All right. Next question was from Phantom. He says, "Oh wow, Meraki is free." Yeah, the first one is. The old one used to be free, and then it went not free for a while. I think that's when they were updating it. And then now it's this new fandangled version that is free. Muzz says, "With Splunk, you'll have 30 days to do it, just as an FYI." Yeah, so once you enroll, you do have 30 days to complete the course. So make sure once you've enrolled, don't leave it like every Udemy course you've probably ever picked up for free. Don't just leave it there. You got to actually do it and get it done. And yeah, then you can put it on your resume and LinkedIn and everything, and look awesome, which is cool. Cloud Rival says, "Hey, what's up?" X Crowder says, I can vouch for the Cisco being solid stuff. Thanks for the other stuff, DC. It's my pleasure, man. Shubham Kawa says, when the course will start? The courses are starting right now. So if you want to have a look, by all means, head on over there and have a look. But yeah, I mean, it's up to you. So keep that in mind. In other stuff that's sort of been going on and sort of talking about more channel news stuff, there are a few other videos in this lab series that I want to go through as well. Not just the Microsoft 365 stuff and the Raspberry Pi stuff and the current lab stuff. There's also some additional labs to those labs. So there's with those labs that I'm building out at the moment, I'm trying to put in as much detail as I can. That's why they take such a long time. After I got a membership to the DC CyberSec channel, I've become a chick magnet. Is this a known side effect? Only if you have epic shirts like this. I actually kind of think it looks like some pajamas. If you're walking around and you're like wearing it, you look. I was wearing it the other day in the city, and I looked like the. I looked like a real special person, but yeah, I definitely got a few looks. So if you want to stand out, this shirt is absolutely for you. I did also have the DC CyberSec mask on though, so I was kitted out in merch. But anyway, going back to the labs I was just talking about. The other labs that I'm doing next is the building a log server for the pfSense firewall, because we want to see where all those logs. We want to be able to store those logs somewhere first of all, and we want to see exactly what they are. So I'm going to run some stuff over the top of that. I'm thinking to run an Elastic, sort of like virtual SOC over the top of that logging server, so I can get alerts directly out of the firewall. And I think Elastic Labs would be kind of cool because I haven't really seen too much about it. Most of the Elastic Labs that I've seen have been paid for, and I don't like the idea of that. So I would probably I like the idea of free labs. I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, that's basically exactly what I'm going to do. Raul says Safe Internet Project plus Splunk is a good idea. I don't know if I'm the right person to answer that because I'm obviously very biased. Because full disclosure, I'm one of the directors of this company. Splunk is absolutely a good idea though. In fact, I would probably get the Splunk and the Meraki course just for the names, like literally just to put the names on a resume. It looks awesome, and I would definitely get them. The Safe Internet Project is entirely up to you. I want it to sound as little as I can scammy as possible. So I don't really want to promote it too much. I'll just mention it and tell you what it's all about, and then you guys can make a decision on your own. I'm not looking to sort of promote it too much because then I'll come across as a bad guy probably. So I don't want to do that. Shubham Kawa says, any skills or particular information need before we enroll in this course? If you, well, not so much skills, but if you are a uni student, it's probably going to be easier for you to get started with. You do have to be over the age of 18 to be able to go in there. Just because of our insurance, it doesn't allow us anyone under the age of 18. I can't remember exactly why, but that was one of the clauses. You have to be over 18. Vashit Modi says, which computer specs? Also monitor name and fame gear name. Where can I see this detail? I have absolutely no idea what that means. My computer is a HP ProBook something. It's nothing special. It does have a truckload of RAM. It's got 32 gig of RAM. It's got a 500 gig NVMe SSD. The monitors are Samsung curved monitors. They go around. There's another one here, and they sort of spin around. So yeah, that's basically the specs of this computer. No idea what the fame gear is. The keyboard is probably the only thing really worth mentioning because it's kind of cool. I'll change my camera angle and yeah, one sec. Logitech. All right, let's go here. Get my phone out of the way. All right, so this keyboard is a SK64S. The cable is not the stock one. It came with like a black cable that was kind of foamy and rough, and it looked horrible. So I got this grey one because I thought it was kind of cool. The keys are blacked out double shot PBT XDA profile keys, except for this little Lego one here, which is, I think, kind of cool. The switches are Gazoo U4T Browns, the 68 gram ones. Yeah, it's I've got it set on the purple lights at the moment because I like purple. And yeah, it's got a sheet of foam inside as well. So there's a big sheet of foam under the PCB. There's lube on everything, of course. The switches, are filmed and lubed, and yeah, it's a nice keyboard. It has a really nice linear feedback to it. So yeah, let me go back. I've missed a few questions here. I'll just change my angle. So Muzz says, is it a monthly fee or do you pay it every 6 months? It's a monthly fee, but it is, at the moment, it's not locked in for 6 months, but it shortly will be locked in for 6 months because we really want to get people to the point of like right to the end. So think of it as sort of like a trade school where essentially we teach you the tools of the trade and how to get through it, and then at the end you get some actual hands-on experience. That's the very short version of it. Casper says, are you going to focus more on YouTube now to promote this project? Remember when you had views in thousands, maybe some cross with John Hammond, David Bombal? Yeah, I used to get mad views, and then I got busy with work, and the channel basically tanked. Am I going to focus more on YouTube now to promote this project? I'm going to focus on YouTube, but I don't want to be a salesman. I'm going to let the project speak for itself when the current round of members go through it and figure out it's a pretty cool thing. I think it takes time for these sort of things to grow and create a reputation for themselves. So, I mean, it's a long burn. It's just one of those sort of things. So, yeah, but I will definitely be focusing on YouTube more. I have been recently. You probably noticed I've been punching out the videos. Like there was one yesterday, one today. There's a live stream tonight. I'm doing live streams every week. There's quite a bit going on. So it's yeah. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun with YouTube. And I'm actually streaming on Twitch and Facebook at the same time as YouTube right now. So I'm sort of streaming everywhere. I'm doing these OSINT videos, the lab videos, and just having a lot of fun. I'm enjoying myself. And I think that's a very important thing. I will probably get a little bit busy around December because I am getting married I'm actually already married, but the wedding ceremony is in December. We had to postpone it because of COVID stuff. So we're finally getting that done in December. And that will be really fun to get through. And but it will be a very busy time. So there'll probably be a slight lull at the end of December. But after that, it's going to be guns blazing as per usual. As for collaborations with John Hammond and David Bombal, I actually talked with John Hammond on a live stream, the Down Under CTF live stream that I did for 6.5 or 7.5 hours. It was a very long live stream. Right at the very, very end, have a look at the last 10 minutes. I had a quick chat with John Hammond, and I hopefully will be talking with him a little bit more. I have a lot of respect for him as well as David Bombal. And a lot of other people. I mean, I'm not a hater of anyone in the industry. I really enjoy this industry and the personalities in it, and I'd love to talk with anyone who is willing to have a chat. So, yeah, I'll do my best to get in contact with those guys and bring them in to have a chat. But I like to sort of do my own thing as well at the same time. Like I don't really want to be or come across as someone who's trying to kiss ass to get views. This YouTube is much more a hobby and something I do for a lot of fun. I don't do it for the views. As you can probably tell, some of the videos I put up they're like home video, like they're pretty low quality. But I mean that's just sort of what I like doing, so that's what I'm going to keep doing. Raul says, is there any CPU requirements when it comes to safe internet project journey? As long as you have a computer that works, that's pretty much all you need. You could probably do all of the projects on the lead up to the pen test and probably even the pen test on a Raspberry Pi. You really don't need much as far as compute power to be able to perform a pen test. There is some really interesting stuff in there as well, where you learn about compliance and risk on Office 365, specifically Azure AD and Intune, which is, I mean, there's not a lot of information out there about that. So if that's something to sway your decision or something like that, then yeah, by all means, it's a pretty cool concept to get part of. But like I said before, I really don't want to promote it too much. I don't want to be that sales guy that everyone goes, oh, he's going to talk about Safer Internet Project again. Just have a look at it. If you like it, cool. If you don't, all good. Let me know what you think is shit, and maybe I'll change it. I'm open to suggestions. Garrett says, hey, am I allowed to ask for some corporate advice? Yeah, man, of course. Yeah, ask anything you like. This is an open Q&A. I'm not... you can ask whatever you like. Dave M says the LED lights look sick. Which ones? The ones behind me, or I've got lights all around me. There's a blue one in front of me here. There's a purple one down there that actually looks kind of pink. Then there's another pinkish one or purple next to that, and then the orange one. Then I've got my spotlight up the top there, which it actually looks much better if I'm really close to my camera, but I find that to be a little bit too close and personal, and then I have to look down here to look at my chat and everything. So I'll sit back here and sit pretty back here. Have you? Dushyant Singh says, tried Electron SPPS. No, I haven't. Rodrigo says, I'm studying cybersecurity in a Belgian university, and it feels like they have no idea what they're teaching. They focus too much on programming. What are your thoughts on programming in cybersecurity? I think if you were to weigh programming against something like network concepts or networking fundamentals, programming is a very small piece. But again, it depends a lot on the type of pen testing you're doing. I suspect that they're trying to line you up for something like a AppSec type learning situation. And I can understand why they would do that as well, which is because AppSec is a huge margin at the moment for new recruits. So they might have like some sort of requirement where they have to try and get you into a job at the end of the degree, and AppSec is probably the easiest way to get in at the moment. So that's maybe, I mean, that's just my thoughts, but that's maybe why they're doing it like that. So yeah, I mean, programming is a piece of cybersecurity, but I wouldn't, as far as like networking goes, I'd say networking is far more important. But that's my idea. There's a lot of questions coming in here. Give me a minute to answer them all, and I'll be answering them one by one. Hacktivator says, hi, CyberSec. Hello, you can just call me DC. You don't have to call me. I am not cybersecurity. I'm just DC. What should I do if I feel like easy CTF are too easy for me, but higher level are too hard? What books do you recommend? I'm not really good with books because I'm not much of a reading learner. I'm much more of a hands-on type learner myself. So for me, I like building labs to solve sort of complex problems or to get real life experience as I can as possible. So yeah, I mean that's probably what I would do instead of reading books, but that's my learning style. So that's entirely me. If you feel like the hard CTFs are too hard, Honestly, just keep at them. You'll eventually like perfection is something that's sort of learnt by repetition in my mind. And if you do something enough, you become pretty damn good at it. Um, I don't think I would have been any good at playing guitar, but because I played it since I was like 5 or 6 years old, I think I'm pretty good at playing guitar. I'm not saying I'm an amazing musician, and some people are definitely more talented than others. But as an example of learning something over and over and over again through repetition and just enjoying it, um, I can now play the guitar. So I mean, that it's a terrible example, really. But if I think you should be able to get through the harder CTFs if you just keep trying at them, keep doing the ones that you are struggling with. Maybe read some of the write ups to understand exactly what other people did, and maybe that'll shed some light on some of the points that you're missing, and then do some reading about those points and find out what it is exactly that you're missing that you couldn't solve the first time you were trying to do that CTF. Nickel Man says, "How you doing?" I'm doing good, man. It's a Sunday night. It's almost 11 p.m. I have work at 7:30 tomorrow morning, and I'm looking forward to it. Guru says, "I'm actually seeking advice as a fresher who has an offer from two companies, one being a service-oriented and one while being the other product-based firm. Both are not very much into security, but that's all." So what is the job that you're actually being offered? Is it like a graduate position, or yeah, I mean, like what is it? I mean, yeah, I kind of need to know a little bit more information about that. So if maybe you could give me some more information, that would be good. Hacktivator says, if you're going more into reverse engineering and pointing, then programming is important to know how they made it. Yeah, that too. But I mean, yeah, it's very specific to the kind of job that you're getting into. But I would say that AppSec is probably the most likely job that you're going to be getting into if you're going in learning from programming. Nickelman says, "Thank you, sir. You teach me a lot about cybersecurity, and I am sure you will do awesome work in the future." I hope so. I'm trying to do my best. Yeah. Oh wow, Streamlabs is absolutely spamming the chat with random messages, which is great, but that's cool. Rodrigo says, "I'm in my second year and I have only one subject related to networking and the rest only related to cloud computing and programming. I learned more about CyberSec from DC than in my college." Wow, that's impressive. Considering I don't really teach an awful lot on my YouTube channel, I just talk about random stuff in OSINT. That is incredible. And I feel a little bit bad for you. I hope it sounds like you are pretty proactive with your learning, though, and you are learning from different resources online, which is definitely going to be great for you moving forward into learning other aspects of cybersecurity. So, good work, man. That's awesome to hear. Raul says, "Thanks for the live video. Good vibes." Yeah, it'd be better vibes if the music had actually worked this time. I can hear it in my headphones, but it's not feeding through to my streaming software, which is weird because that's usually the thing that works too well. It's usually too loud, so whatever. Grit says, "The job profile at the product-based firm is product development engineer, and the service one is that of an analyst." Okay, I mean they're both good jobs. Development engineer is less IT, but it depends on that depends on a few things. The analyst one, that could be anything. You could be a business analyst, you could be a data analyst, you could be a anything, a SOC analyst. You could be literally any type of analyst. So yeah, you need to sort of dive in and have a little bit more of a look behind what these offerings are and what the companies are doing, and try and find out as much information as you can. Dave M says, "The LED lights behind the shelving look sick. The blue light looks good too. I think I want some." The blue light is from IKEA. It's an IKEA. No, sorry, that's a Philips Hue. The one in the corner is also Philips Hue. I've got a control thingy here for them. I can change them around to whatever I want. Yeah, actually, that looks pretty good. That's a good light. Lights me up nicely. I'm going to leave it as that. The strips behind the cabinet, though, those are IKEA LED strips. They're just like these click to click together strips. They're about this long. You just clip them together, and then I've stuck them to the back of that case. Yeah. Got a question from Twitch from, I can't read the name because it's strange, something Payne. As a DevOps engineer, people try to encourage me to work with DevSecOps. What's your thoughts on this, or should it come from a dedicated security team / security architect? Yeah, as a DevOps engineer, people try to encourage me to work in DevSecOps. DevSecOps is a massive growth area. To be completely honest, DevSecOps is getting huge. It's getting massive, and it's also incorporating a lot of stuff with. I'm not sure I understand. Whoa, Siri's going off me again. It's definitely a lot involved now with automation as well. So they've kind of included like the security alerts and the different parts of. Oh, my back! I'm so old. Different sort of automation of alerts through different systems. So you'll find a lot of DevSecOps are working with Splunk or Exabeam or any of those products I was mentioning earlier. It's a pretty good field if you can get into some of them. Anything with security tends to make a little bit more money than the others, but yeah, it's I mean, that's up to you if you want to get into that or not. Hacktivator says, what do you think about the latest Twitch leak? 125 gigabyte of source code leaked with streamers' paychecks as well. Yeah, I'd probably be concerned if I made any money off Twitch. I don't know if I care that much. Like, I mean, data leaks happen so often that I'm kind of like phased from it. Like, it just doesn't really worry me that much anymore. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty serious breach there, and I'm sure they're applying all sorts of security now after they've been hacked, like everyone else does after they get hacked. They then start to realize that security is a massive thing and should probably be looked into more. But yeah, the main concern here is going to be for the people who don't ever change their passwords. Those are or don't enable any sort of two-factor authentication. Those are the things that I think are going to hurt the most, because it's just going to build more information into all of those leaked password databases and make things less safe. So, yeah. Edgar Sandoval says, I'm currently making an internship in compliance area. I'm into data privacy programs. Could this work as experience to move me into cybersecurity department? Absolutely, yeah. Compliance is a huge area. There's full jobs like GRC or governance, risk, and compliance jobs. There's GRC officers, and a lot of them work in larger companies or within different government agencies. And they are pretty cool jobs, to be completely honest. And a lot of it is like going through reports and finding what the risks are that have been outlined and all of that sort of stuff. But it's a part of cybersecurity, and you can always move into other cybersecurity roles from GRC. I know a couple of people actually have moved from like full GRC officer jobs to either one of them became a SOC analyst, another guy became a pen tester. It just depends on this. They both got different certifications. One got a CYSA plus, the other one got a OSCP, and they moved into their respective areas that they studied for. And they already had some of the experience, so it definitely helped them move into those areas. Dave M says, is there departments in government that specializes just on China? Have you worked in those departments? Do you mean in Australia? And the answer to that question is mostly no. People don't really target like China that much. They just try and set up defenses against everything that they can, non-specific to any country, because like actually every country is trying to hack into each other, even if they're allies or not. So yeah, I mean, that's worth keeping in mind as well. Casper says, is it legal? Download this type of leaks and look into it. This Twitch thing was pretty big on, pretty public on 4chan. It is legal to download the leak if you can find it. It's what you do with the leak that is potentially illegal. It's like saying you can buy the lights that you put on top of a police car, but putting them on top of your car is probably illegal. Sakesh says, hey, bro, I'm a Bachelor Digital and Cyber Forensics Science student. Cool, man. But I'm really suck at programming and coding. Will I succeed in cybersecurity/forensics? Yes. Yes, you will. That's the short answer. I mean, forensics is there is reversing in forensics, which is probably where you'll use all of your programming knowledge that you've learnt. But you can still succeed in cybersecurity without coding. And I'm going to make a video about that. You've given me a good topic to make a video on, which is basically, can you get into cybersecurity without coding? I think I've done the video before. The short answer is yes, though. So if you want to watch that video, watch it. But yeah, you can get into cybersecurity without coding. Nicole says, so you're doing great. Sure that all live stream and cyber talk good vibes. Thanks, man. I appreciate the kind words. Execrator says, can you do a video on performing XSS? I'm actually doing one for Safer Internet Project at the moment to explain exactly how to find an XSS vulnerability and how to exploit it and what the risk is from doing that. So yeah, I might touch on that briefly in a YouTube video as well. Andre Set says, which are the best ways to learn cybersecurity for beginners? I think the best way to get started is to do a combination of CTFs and joining a community like my Discord server. If you type !Discord in the chat, you will see that there is there will be a notification come up in the chat to tell you exactly what my Discord server is. I think it's in the description as well. Actually, I'm going to try it. I want to go to my chat here and type in Discord and see what happens. Does it work? Maybe it doesn't work. Oh well. It's Discord. Oh, there we go. It did work. It just took forever. Yeah. So yeah, that's what the Discord is. Jump in there. I highly recommend going to either my Discord server or one of the other many cybersecurity Discord servers out there, and chatting with the people in there and rub shoulders and get to know people. The good thing about communities like this is that you get to bounce your ideas and your questions off them, and chances are they'll probably know exactly. They'll know exactly. Sorry, I just got some notifications. They're so distracting. There's people in these communities that you can ask questions to directly, and they will answer. I mean, they might not answer you, but maybe they will. And having access to that sort of knowledge is worth a lot of money, I think. And it's completely free to talk with people in those sort of communities, and make some friends. And that's really what it's all about. And that's definitely going to help you out. Watson InfoSec says, I got my first job without no real world experience. Only experience I had was my home network VMware lab. Yeah, man, it's definitely a way to get in. That's actually a method that I teach in my coaching sessions. The one-on-one sessions is to create different labs and systems that you are very passionate about to learn different sort of technologies, and then get into and then promote yourself properly on your resume to show what you're skilled in, and why you're so passionate about those things that you created. So yeah, that's definitely a way to get a job. Sakesh says, love you, man. You give answers with confidence to boost us. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Pointing says, once you've completed your 6 months in SIP and about to do a real pen test, is the client giving you a clone/replica just in case the live goes down because of your own doing? No. Well, sometimes, actually. So on their sign-up form, they write in there if it's a live system like production or a test environment. So a lot of the time they are live environments, and the pen testing it's not exactly an offensive or an active pen test. It's more a passive pen test, security audit. So that's it's to essentially create a vulnerability assessment report that would then be shown to that person. So yeah. Where was the next question? And hello. Yeah. Hey, man. Hafizzy says, when are we lubing up this new looking keyboard? It actually, a lot of it came pre-lubed, but I'm going to buy some new stems for it because I don't like the stems that are in here. But yeah, I might lube it up one day during the week. I've got some time tomorrow night, but I actually want to do a video. And actually, I'm gonna put a poll up on the screen because I want some answers around a question that I have. Let me see if I can figure out how to do a poll in YouTube. I know there's like a button you can press. Oh, here we go. All right, give me a second. I'm going to create a quick poll. Would you yes. Okay. I'll ask this question in the chat. It is. Oh, where did it go? The poll has disappeared somewhere. Basically, would you be interested in a video around investment and money? I think having learnt a lot over the years gives me a pretty good position to talk about my own investments and how I make money. So yeah, I'm just curious if you guys would be interested in that sort of video as well. I don't know. Let me know. Vincy Social Butterfly says, do you skateboard? I see the skateboard in the background of the live stream. X posted from Discord server general channel. Yeah, X posted. Oh, you're X posted. What's up, man? Yeah, I used to skateboard a lot. I haven't skated for ages, but I actually have two skateboards. There's another one just behind me. Oh, you can't see it. I'll turn my camera around. There's another one there, and yeah, and then there's my other one there with the big wheels on it. The reason I got the big wheels is because the sidewalks in Australia are terrible. They have like big dents in them, and the little skateboards, unless you have like a decent amount of skill to pop an ollie every 2 seconds, you're gonna eat shit. So yeah, I put the big wheels on. I put the big longboard. I used to have a longboard as well, so I put the longboard wheels on that little guy there, and yeah, it's a sick little board actually. I haven't used it for ages, but yeah. I'm going to check on this poll and see what the updates are. Oh, I got 70% for yes. Unbelievable. I thought you guys would not really be interested in that, to be completely honest. It's been in my back burner of videos for a very long time, and I just haven't gotten around to actually doing it. And because I wasn't really sure if you'd be into it or not, to be completely honest. I was like, it's like such a pass off like video. Like, it's not cybersecurity related, and I don't know how I can make it cybersecurity related, except like some of the things I invest in are technology based stuff. But yeah, that's yeah. Omar Linux says, do you work with company or from home pen testing? I work for myself. I subcontract myself to mostly government agencies in Australia. I also have a bunch of little side hustles that I work on. So I work on the side hustles entirely from home or in pubs. I like working in pubs because they have beer, and I like the chill vibe. But yeah, for work, I usually go into different clients and talk with them, and I do a whole lot of random work. It's not all entirely cybersecurity related, to be completely honest. There's a lot of automation stuff that I've been doing lately. There's a lot of work that's just like like a really random stuff. I've been doing a fair bit more on the OSINT investigations lately, which has been awesome. I mean, it's actually really fun. Um, so yeah, all sorts of stuff. But yeah. PJ82 says, I'm currently doing an honors degree in cybersecurity and thinking of going on to do a master's, but I feel like time is against me as I'm nearly 40. Any tips or thoughts on the best paths to take? That depends entirely on well, it depends on a few things, but I think the main one is, which country are you from? Um, if you don't feel comfortable sending those sort of messages in here, jump on my Discord server, type in !Discord in the chat, press enter, and it'll send you a thing that says what my Discord server is. But yeah, that's yeah, jump on in Discord, have a chat directly with me if you really want, and I'm more than happy to answer your questions as best I can. Because I've talked with a few people who are 40 or over 40. Actually, I was talking to a guy who was he was almost 50, I think, and he ended up getting a job fairly recently in cybersecurity. So it's not impossible, and don't let your age put you down. I'm halfway to 40, to be honest. I'm turning 34 in February. So yeah, I mean, it's age is literally just a number. So yeah, you'll be okay, man. Where was the next question? Vinci says, I skate and surf. I also ride street and vert BMX. Hell yeah, man, that's sick. He also says, I would be interested in the crypto aspect of it. Oh, the cryptocurrency aspect of the investment stuff. Yeah, I do a bit of crypto stuff. Most of it is, yeah, I do it all through there's a few different platforms actually, but it's yeah, I just like to focus on a few. I try to, how do I say this without sounding like a dick? I like to diversify my investments as much as possible, because sometimes one of them will drop, but the other ones will go up. So the more diversification you have, the clearer flat line you get, and it's easier to then gauge what sort of return you're going to get, and it takes a little bit of the risk away as well. But yeah, maybe I will make that video and have a chat about it. I think it'd be kind of cool. Beam says, sup Beam, haven't seen you for a while. Does OSINT pay? Are there good OSINT projects there? Yeah, OSINT definitely pays. It pays for a lot of insurance companies out there at the moment who are insuring other companies for things like cyber risk. They're not really doing it, and also a lot of medical companies require different types of OSINT, and it depends what kind of OSINT it is, but a lot of them do like OSINT on their partners who sign up. So these people will sign up a service, and then they will need to have an investigation done on them as an individual to see what their online presence risk is. So you can do basically an OSINT investigation on an individual, and that's like a per case basis. So sometimes they build a system and have the OSINT spit out the information through that system. Sometimes they just pay someone to do, depending on how in depth it is, they might pay an individual like myself to perform that OSINT investigation directly on that person. So yeah, it depends on what they want really, but yeah. It's so dry outside. There's literally a bit of my lip just came off into my mouth. I don't know if you can see that. It's disgusting. Anyway, Beam says, yeah, just like equity and gold. Yeah, basically, yeah. Vinci, CyberSec / SEC in general aspect of crypto. Ooh, good one. I actually talked to the previous CEO of Binance Australia. Well, I tried to talk with him about security on their platform, and they rejected my call. So that never happened. But yeah, I really wanted to do that. I thought it would have been a really interesting conversation, but I don't know. Maybe they got a guilty conscience. They didn't want to talk to me about it. But yeah, I mean, Binance is a massive platform, and a lot of the transactions go through Binance in Australia anyway. So I really wanted to know, but they wouldn't have an interview with me. And I wasn't going to be like an asshole. I'm not like a upfront in your face kind of person. I was just going to have a pretty casual chat. But yeah, Lasith Wickramasinghe. I don't know if I've said any of your name correctly, and I'm terribly sorry. Is cybersecurity good in Aussie? Yeah, man, it's pretty good here, I think. There's a lot going on at the moment. They're ramping up again. They're going to do another massive round. I reckon the government is going to spend a truckload more money, do another huge investment in cyber, and it's going to blow stuff up real soon, really soon. So yeah, I would watch this space, to be honest, because I mean, there's a lot of I don't want to get into politics because I just don't like it and or care that much. But basically, yeah, there's a lot of international interest in different geographical areas that are near Australia, and Australia is getting worried. So they're ramping up all sorts of military, including their cyber risk program. So yeah, I have so many logos around. I was just looking at my like what you guys can see, and there's this one. There's about 100 logos on me. There's a pillow there. I mean, actually something cool that I think is cool. Anyway, check out this sticker I got the other day. Probably the coolest sticker I think I've ever seen in my life. I wanted to put it on my on the bottom of my keyboard with all my other stickers, but I didn't have enough space. And I love a good like under keyboard sticker sesh because it's kind of like a little bit discreet, but it really makes it your keyboard. And this thing is a fucking weapon. It is so heavy, but especially since I foamed it up, and the foam it's actually an old mouse pad. I think I've got some of it lying around here somewhere. Maybe not. But yeah, it's ever since I put that in there, and with all the additional bits of lube, and there's O-rings, and actually there is a hack I want to do with this keyboard, which is apparently there's an O-ring hack where you put O-rings on the plate in between the PCB and the plate. You put little O, and I've got heaps of O-rings. I mean, all my keys are O-ringed. So yeah, I want to put those O-rings on the plate to mod that, and then potentially that takes away some of the high pitch on the button up. So when you press a button down and then the up, apparently it takes away some of that. So yeah. All right, back to some of these questions. Exocrata says crypto would be the most interesting thing to listen about. I can go over my crypto. What have I got in crypto at the moment? This is not going to be a brag because I don't have much money in here at the moment. I do a lot of this earn system on the Binance platform, which essentially lets you earn cryptocurrencies on the equity of value of your currencies. So it's pretty cool. What have I got at the moment? I have Bitcoin, Cardano, Chiliz, which is CHILIZ, Polkadot, Solana, BUSD, BNB, Dogecoin, Mobox, Polygon. Where's the next one? Dash. That's it. So there's a lot of altcoins in there. Most of it is in Bitcoin and Cardano. On another platform, I do ETH on there. Just because I signed up to that one such a long time ago, I've still got it. So it's yeah. I mean that's where I use that one. I seem to be getting a lot of messages at the moment. So I'm just curious, have I done something wrong? Did I say something wrong that everyone's hating on me again, or why am I suddenly getting so many messages? Let's have a look at some of these messages in the chat. Casper says, "Guilty Conscience is cool Eminem track." Yeah, it is. Omar says, "Would you hire Pentest Plus or CUSA guy if you're one of the HR? Depends what the job is. If they look like CUSA, yes, I would. If they're trying to get into a SOC analyst role, Pentest Plus for a Pentest role, maybe, but I'd probably be looking more at the OSCP, to be completely honest." Aman Palmer says, "I was looking at Kaspersky threat map and there were attackings coming in and out of northeast Australia. Every other place was dark." Yeah, I mean, Australia's probably attacking itself, to be completely honest. People do some pretty interesting stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that gotten all sorts of random questions. Down under CTF stream. That's weird. Is that what it came up with on Twitch? Did it come up as the Down Under CTF? That's interesting. Anyway, what was I talking about? Kaspersky threat map. Yeah, Australia is probably attacking itself because we're special like that. Edgar says, "My ETHs dropped this morning." Yeah, don't look at it every day. That's the trick, man. That's the absolute trick of crypto. Don't look at it every day. Just look like once a week, or when you really feel like it. When you hear some news about everything turning to shit, that's usually when I buy some new stuff. Everyone's like, "Oh, the bubbles burst, everything's dying, blah blah blah." That's usually when I'm like, "Okay, time to put $50 on this and maybe 50 here, and I'll buy a bunch of this random coin that sounds terrible, and I'll just click on those and see what happens." Sometimes they go good. That Chili's one was up to like $200 once out of a $30 investment, I think. It's crazy. That one really blew up. It's down to, I think it's like $60 or $70 now. I probably should have cashed out, but I left it. I was guilty. I was greedy. Sorry, I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to wait for this to go even higher," and then it tanked. So yeah, I find cryptocurrencies is honestly like my gambling. I don't gamble at casinos or anything like that. But I do like putting a little bit of money every now and then into cryptocurrencies and watching them go up and down because it's kind of fun. Himanshu says, "I participated in a CTF. It was a beginner challenge and I was not able to solve none SNCCon 2021. That's a shame, man." Nickel says, "Do you have any job?" No, I'm jobless, bro. I actually have way too many jobs. I have so much work to do. I wish I had one less job, to be completely honest. Aman Palmar says, "My boy was telling me same thing. If you don't have time, easiest way is buy low and hold till the end of your life." Yeah, I mean it's a pretty good tactic to play around with. It might turn to shit. It might go well. Who knows? Security Q, what's up? What's up, man? How's it going? I don't think I've seen you in here before, but happy to have you here. For anyone who's keen on becoming a member and getting some of those mad little emojis and stuff that you can use, as well as some like behind the scenes videos and stuff that I occasionally post in there, become a member. It's like $2, I think, or $1.50 or something like that. So yeah, also, if anyone is just joined this chat, please do smash that like button. It absolutely helps this channel out to know, like it helps so much that it's almost illegally cool. It's just out of control. I'm going to send a bunch of the custom emojis. I can only have a few because I only have like 6 members or something. So yeah, it's there's not too many. Brad is a member and he's also a legend. So yeah. I'm going to change this camera over to this one so you can see the keyboard. I was just talking about it just before. It's really not that special, to be completely honest, but I really like it. It's a cool keyboard. It's a SK64S base. I'll unplug it so you can see it properly. All right. It's an SK64S. It has a Gazoo Brown U4T switches. Give me a sec. These keycaps are extra thick, and they struggle. They stick onto the switches so well that they are really hard to come off. So there we go. You can kind of see that. Hopefully the camera zooms in a second. Maybe not. Maybe it's too bright. Well, that's a shame. Anyway, it's a Gazoo U4T brown switch. They are all lubed. It's not a clicky switch at all. It's a thocky kind of sound, and it's a nice feedback click. It feels really good. I'll chuck my microphone really close to it so you can hear it. So bear with me one sec. I'll just put this down here, and we'll point it down. All right, let's get some thock happening. I don't like the space bar, actually. This is why I want to change the stems. And this key is super sticky, so it doesn't really doesn't sound very good. See, sometimes it gets stuck. This Lego key is trash, but I don't actually use this key ever. It's a shift key, and I don't think I've ever pressed it, but it looks cool with the little Lego piece on there. I also have like a little Gengar key coming for the escape key, which I think will be pretty cool. I'll just put my microphone back to how it was, so you get the goodness of the audio. And plug this guy back in. It does a cool, actually, I'll show you this. It does like a cool little lighting sequence when you plug it in. Yeah, I like it. It's like, anyway, let's have a look at some of these messages. I've been ignoring this. What time is it in Australia now? In Brisbane, it is 11:20. I'm going to jump off here real soon because I do have to go to work in 7.5 hours. Sorry, 8 hours. Embode, what is your keyboard? It looks cool as fuck. Thanks, man. Yeah. Stephen Comtois, do you have any comments on working either for private sector or public sector? I think I'd like to work for the government, but I don't know what to expect. The government's actually pretty cool, man. I rate government work pretty high. Wrong screen, sorry. Yeah, government work is pretty cool because you get a lot of perks with it, and you get a lot of opportunity to learn different things as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I think government's pretty awesome, but private definitely pays a little bit more, but it's much faster paced, and you're gonna get, it's hard. It's just harder. But I mean, maybe that's for you. Maybe you like that hard environment. Maybe you like something a little bit more cruisy. It's not really cruisy as such. It's a different style of working. I don't want to shit on yeah. Anyway, Isaac Gannon says, advice on how to make transition from data center technician to CyberSec. Use your experience to your advantage, and make sure when you're writing your resume and your cover letter that you're focusing on the security components that you've learned in the data center, because that'll help you out a lot. And maybe get a certification to help you get into cybersecurity, depending on what area of cybersecurity you want to get into. Brad says, DC, I'm pretty sure the Gazoo Bob are U4T. They don't do browns as far as I know. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. I think I'm wrong. Yeah, I think you're actually right. They are the Gazoo U4T. They are the 68 gram ones. I can't remember if it said brown. They are, I mean, the color's brown, But yeah, maybe they're called Bulba. I'm not too sure, to be completely honest. Nickel Man says, "Do you play games?" The only game I'm currently playing is this. It's a fairly average game called Pokemon Unite. Um, it's really nothing incredibly special, but it's kind of fun. I'll give you a little intro. It's basically League of Legends but Pokemon. But yeah, it's a pretty cool game. I mean, it helps me burn the time. Before I was playing this, I was playing another game called Mushroom Wars, which was pretty fun. So yeah, Pokemon Unite. There we go. Cheers for the follow, NECDE. I don't play any computer games though because, to be honest, I spend so much time working on the computer. The last thing I want to do is jump on it to play any games. I just want to get away from it. But yeah. Phenom says, "Hey mate, you might be asked this a lot, but what you reckon to start pen test? Like, is it okay to jump right into it with no experience?" I mean, it's okay. I mean, that's fine to do, but it's going to be very hard to get into a job without any experience. So yeah, I'll tell you that. I'm going to wrap this up real soon. So if there's any questions you want me to answer, I'll do it for another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to jump out of here and go to bed. Ritvik Katara says, "Where do you live?" I live in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Nickel says, "Bro, you are so cool." Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I don't think I'm very cool at all. I'm sitting here wearing my own merch, which, I mean, literally no one bought. I'm my biggest. I'm my own biggest fan. This sounds so sad. I buy so much of my own stuff. It's out of control, but I do really like it. I mean, I rate this logo. I rate it enough to wear, the shirt with 5,000 DC CyberSec logos on it. I've got my own name stickered on the bottom of my keyboard. Like, I'm out of control. Someone stop me. PJ82 says, "Cheers, mate. Enjoyed the stream and hopefully catch you on Discord." Yeah, I'm going to jump in the Discord chat after this and see what's going on. I've had a whole bunch of messages that I haven't had a chance to answer them yet, but I will very soon. Lewis Allen says, "Glenmoray 12, good whiskey." Yeah, there's not much of it left, unfortunately. I during the Down Under CTF, I was up for a very long time. Like, I think I streamed for 7 hours, and yeah, I enjoyed this whiskey while I was live streaming. But yeah, I'll post a link. I saw someone just saying they want to see the Teespring store. So give me 1 sec. I'll just post the store link. Just bear with me a quick second. I can't see because the camera's in the way of my screen. All right. Give me 1 minute. It's in my way. All right, here we go. There you go. And yeah. Isaac Gannon says, "What is the best cert do you think is for SOC entry from DC technician?" So from data center tech or engineer to SOC, I would probably go for a CYSA Plus by CompTIA. That's probably the most well-rounded analyst certification for cybersecurity that there is on the market at the moment. I'd probably go with that one. Nico says, "You're doing very hard. Keep it up." Thanks, man. Eddie, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. It's evening here. I don't think there's anyone watching from outside my window. There could be. I don't know. I can't see out there because there's so many lights in here. But they can definitely see me from outside. So hopefully there's no one out there staring at me or being weird. But yeah, maybe. Who knows? I'm going to end this stream real soon. 2 more minutes to go. I'm going to drop a bunch of the custom emojis that I've added in here. Oh, there's someone parking outside. You can probably see it in the window, actually. I don't know if you can see through the side of my window to what's outside, but I mean, like, the street is right there. There we go. That is all of the custom emojis that you get as a member of this YouTube channel. If you want to join up, it's youtube.com/DC CyberSec /join, I think. Something like that. Isaac says, thanks for the advice. No worries, man. Labella says, thanks. Sakesh, hey bro, as a cyber forensic science student, which do you prefer, CEH or OSCP? OSCP, absolutely. The CEH is average. Nickelman says, okay, goodbye, sir. See you later. Ritvik Qatar says, do a keyboard ASMR. I kind of just did, but I'll do another quick one to wrap this stream up. Let's change to this camera, and let's put this right here, so you get this dirty angle. Oh yes, oh yes. Make caps with the logo. I've thought about it before. All right, here we go. Let me get the microphone in place as well. All right, you ready for this, guys? This is going to be the outro to this video. I'm going to crank up the volume in this 1 sec. All right. All right, that's it. Turn my microphone gain back down so I don't deafen you all. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up. It's been a pleasure talking with you all. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream as well as my stupid shirt. And if you ever want to buy one, head on over to the Teespring store. There should be like a merch shelf underneath this video. And yeah. Stephen says, what time do you normally start streaming? I normally start at 10 p.m. my time, which is roughly 8 a.m. US or one of the US times. But yeah, I think it's 8:30 p.m.-ish in India at the moment. And it's 12:30 p.m. in a.m. or a.m. p.m. Midnight, basically, in most of Australia. So, yeah. Anyway, catch you later, guys. It's been fun as always, and I'll see you all on the next stream. Thanks for coming along.